All right, you guys, let's get going. I need blocks. Good Monday morning. Oh man, I've never had one of those lock codes on my phone. But then I got some tickets to the soccer game Saturday, and they made me put the lock on my phone with the Ticketmaster app, and I've used Ticketmaster app for years. And so yeah, so now I'm annoyed. Now I gotta. Anyway,
facial recognition, so it just looks at you.
That freaks me out too. This is bad, you know. I know that's what my son said. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Rob's like, you have to embrace technology. I'm like, slowly but surely. Well, we're gonna get going into a gentle flow practice today. I do want to say about 4 o'clock this morning was the full buck moon, and it's a super moon. And there's usually just a few super moons per year. This happens to be the first of 4. So the super moons, when they come in, are a little bit closer to the earth, therefore they seem a little bit larger and brighter, and they have a stronger gravitational pull. We know that the moon governs the tides of the oceans that are all water, and we are 75% water. So this is why during this time of the month, sometimes it can feed our emotions. It can rile our emotions up. I'm actually pretty good right now. I think the storms were enough over the weekend. But I wanted to share a little bit about this particular time with astrology, just to share a little bit of this. I mentioned that it's a super moon, but it's in Capricorn. And Capricorn is linked to control, it's linked to power, it's linked to structures that are over us, and it's linked to government. And Pluto has been really having a strong influence on Capricorn this year. And Pluto is the planet that involves death and rebirth. Pluto is the planet that likes to dig up the dirt, that likes to reveal things that were hidden or obscured or unknown to us before. So with Pluto giving all of us this exposure within those that have power, within those that have control, within the state of our governments, and not just locally, but nationally, globally, it's giving us an opportunity to go within and to get a reality check. So just considering who it is and what it is that you typically align with, whether it's your opinions, your beliefs, your ideology, and then as these things come about, it's allowing us to regroup and recenter and figure out, are we still in alignment with that? So a lot of that's already taken place, but Capricorn is also about building. And the nice thing about the Capricorn energy, even if things start to collapse, things are going to grow from it. It's inevitable. When something ends, something else begins. And lots of times they're happening at the same time. So if we want to look at this individually and personally, we could consider what it is that we're trying to manifest. What are the desires that we have? And whether or not we're still playing the victim role, or whether we can harness this energy and be able to move forward and build what we want to have. And when we're rebuilding or building something for ourselves, is it aligned to light? Is it aligned to a higher state of consciousness? Is it aligned to the reality that you want to live in? One thing that we need to be cautious with during this particular time is wondering whether or not we are repeating the past and expecting the past to work the same way that it's always done, right? Ticketmaster doesn't want me to just download the tickets onto my phone anymore. I can't just put it in my Apple Wallet. Now they're wanting me to have more security on my phone before they allow me to even have it on my phone. Right? So I'm having to give in to that, even though that's not my will, right? Simple thing, but it's still a thing. My boyfriend is having to navigate new changes happening in the music industry. You know, the music industry's changed a lot. What used to be analog is now digital. What became digital began streaming for people to pretty much get any music for free. And they're not getting kickbacks for that. They're not getting paid for that. And so, because that hit the industry, then they're reducing the payment that they pay the people coming into the studio. Like it's all a trickle down effect, right? And then new and upcoming artists are coming into the field. And he's in his 50s now. So are they calling the new guys, or are they gonna stick with the older guys that have more experience, right? So he's having to navigate these changes. We're all having to navigate changes. So bring this back home to you. What are you needing to navigate right now? And are you still thinking the same thing will apply today? Probably not. The issues of power may be coming up. We have fast moving information. We have urgent information coming out. Are we keeping up with it? Are we able to keep calm equanimity while we're riding these waves? So the idea here with this energy is to remember that we can keep coming back to ourselves, and we can keep going within to discover that we truly should be our own inner authority, instead of being so concerned and emotionally invested in the authority that's outside of us. Your inner authority is your heart. The heart is the seat of the soul. Your connection to the higher power is the heart. That's the true authority. So if we keep breathing, if we keep moving, if we keep resettling back down into our heart, we can develop that calm equanimity through it all. All right, that's the reports for the bug supermoon. We're going to start in a pose that allows us to start to open up the side panels of the body. This is more of the yin pose. We're going to walk the feet over to the right. We're going to take the arms overhead and curve to the right for a pose called banana asana. Something that you typically get in yin. So we'll be doing the active variation when we come up to stand. This is the more passive variation. I see some of you doing this already, and I don't mind you doing it because it does give a little deeper stretch. I see a few of you crossing your ankles, and I know some yin instructors teach that. I don't teach that, and here's why. The crossing of the ankles can disrupt our circulation. So think about that. You know, do you mind your circulation getting off a little bit, or do you want that deeper stretch? I'll let you determine and discern for yourself. But when you're curving over to one side of the body, you want both sits bones on the floor and both shoulder blades on the floor. And if this upsets one or the other shoulders, it's okay to bring the arms down. And then close your eyes. And take time to tune into yourself. Be contemplative on this astrological report that I just shared. How can this apply to you? Now, let those thoughts go. Hone in on your breath. Welcome each inhalation and appreciate each exhalation. The energy is constantly fluctuating in the body. When the energy rises up, it creates the inhalation. When the energy is descending down, it inspires the exhalation. That you have the opportunity to take more command and control over your breath. Deepening that flow, which in turn enhances the benefits. Feel the openness on the left side of the body. This is the lunar side, the feminine side. Scan up that side of the body and notice where you feel sensation. Where things may feel a little caught or trapped, stuck or sticky. You feel as though each breath is helping you to break that down. To breathe it out and away. On your next inhale, we're going to come to the star position on our back, separating the feet as wide as the mat, the arms overhead as wide as the mat, and the head in the center of the shoulders. Now let's slide the right foot over to join the left. Let's bring the right arm up closer to the ear and sway the upper body that way. Those sits bones down, those shoulder blades down, and the eyelids turn down. Perhaps noticing right away if you're more or less limber on this side of the body. Exploring your breath work just as much as before. Feeling your lungs expand and contract. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Replenishing the lungs to replenish yourself. This right side's the solar panel or the masculine side. Scan up and notice what you may feel. A little constricted. A little tight or tense. And see if you can breathe new life into that area. Bringing in the new, sending out the old. On your next in-breath, let's go ahead and separate the right limbs, come back into that star shape. Lay it out on your back, and then on your next in breath, you're gonna bend both knees, keeping the arms overhead. Now, the arms overhead can be alongside your ears, or they can be separated wider, like a Y shape. This is gonna be our inhale. And as we exhale, the arms are gonna circle back down to the mat, and the left knee is gonna draw in towards the heart. We're not holding the knee. Inhale, that foot plants back down and the arms circle overhead. Exhale, the arms come back down and around, and the left knee folds in towards the heart. Simple, gentle movement. Inhale, arms overhead, foot drops. Exhale, arms come back around, and the knee comes in. Changing it up. Inhale, arms overhead. Stretch your left leg down the length of your mat. Point your toes, cover that foot. Exhale, this time, take a hold of your knee and draw it in. Inhale, arms overhead, left leg extends, toes point forward. Exhale, hugging the left knee towards you. Staying on this left side. Inhale, stretch the left leg, the arms overhead. And exhale, hug the left knee towards you. Do one more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, this time hold and cup your knee. Just the left. Noticing the state of the hip. Noticing the length you're receiving in your low back. Let's take one more deep breath. On your next inhale, arms overhead, drop the left foot. Same sequence, second side. Exhale, arms come back around to the sticky mat, and the right knee tucks in towards the chest. Inhale, arms flutter overhead, the right foot descends to the sticky mat. Exhale, arms around, right knee pulls in. One more, inhale, foot drops. And exhale, the knee comes in. This time when the arms go back overhead, your right leg's gonna extend down the length of the mat. The toes are gonna point forward, activating the peroneal muscles that attach to the shin. And as you exhale, the hands will clasp the knee. And then we'll continue this way. This new pattern of movement. Simple, functional movements. Please move in sync with your breath, allowing the breath to initiate and to complete each maneuver. The next time you take a hold of your right knee, contain it here. Keep breathing in a deep diaphragmatic way. Affirming as you hold, I release my scattered energy to rise up and away into the sky. I release my scattered energy to rise up and away to the sky. Now let's sink the right foot back to the sticky mat, and you're gonna open your arms out nice and wide like a T. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're externally rotating your left hip. Sending the knee over and down towards the floor as you roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Your in breath is going to relift the knee and ground the left big toe. Inhale, fan the knee open and apart. and then draw it back to where you started. As long as you're inhaling to one and exhaling to the other, stick with this flow of movement. Again, it's super simple and gentle, but very effective. Now swap to the right. Opening to half butterfly. And back where the knees are together. Inhaling to one. Exhaling to the other. Doing this with repetition. The next time you lift the right knee, you're going to flare both knees open and allow the soles of the feet to meet each other. Since we're not using props, this is a little bit more of a yin approach to the pose. We're working with that gravitational pull now. Softening, relaxing the inner and outer thighs. This is good for the bladder, the urinary tract, the ovaries, the testes. It's good for the sacral chakra, good for the reproductive organs. Just acknowledge the wave of the breath rolling from the belly up into the chest and back down again. Imagining you're breathing in wavelets of peace. Breathing out wavelets of peace. Peace rolling in. And peace rolling out. Affirming as you hold, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Let's take a cleansing breath to complete this pose, breathing in through the nose, out audibly through the mouth. Gently flutter the knees back together. Pick up the feet. Hug both knees in this time. Apanasana. Keep your sacrum anchored down. And gently roll over to one side of your body and you're going to come up to sit. All right, as you come up to sit, we're going to be on the sits bones with the feet apart and nice and wide. The left arm is going to come to the inside of that left leg. So you're kind of leaning forward. And the right arm's going to reach out and up behind you. Feel that twist and rotation. And as you exhale, bring that right hand back down towards your left hand. Inhale, follow that gaze, Hasta Drishti. And then exhale, bring it back down. Doing this with repetition. Inhale. And exhale. One more. When you come out of that twist, we're going to lean over to the right leg with the right arm. Inhale, sweep that left arm out and up. Exhale, bring it back down towards the right hand. Continuing this process. Last one. When you come back up, the left foot is going to draw in towards the pubic bone, and then your right foot is going to come in front of that. So it's a modified Siddhasana. Both hands over towards the left knee, but the right arm's going to reach out and up. But notice you might be able to go a little bit more in that twist. Exhale, bring that right hand down towards the left knee. Inhale, sweep it out and up. Good. Exhale, bring it back down. Again, inhale, bring it out and up. Exhale, back down. This time, cross the left hand over to the right knee. Lift the right arm up and allow that to help to extend the vertebrae. Exhale, take the right hand to the floor behind you and twist a little deeper this go round. So work through your shoulders. Drive your left shoulder forward, your right shoulder back. Find a comfortable distance to turn from your neck. Exhale, release. And then we're going to walk the hands out in front of the feet. You can pause anywhere along the way. And you may be able to lower all the way down. So notice you may be getting a little bit more sensation piping up in your right hip because the right foot is more in front. We'll cross compare in a moment to the other side. And inhale, let's slowly start to walk the hands in. And we'll swap the positioning of the feet. We'll take both hands over towards the right knee, and then we'll free up the left arm. Sweep it out and up behind your back. And then exhale, bring it back around in front. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. The right hand's going to cross to the left knee. Inhale, the left arm overhead. Exhale, bring that hand to the floor behind your tailbone if possible. Rotating a little bit more through the upper back and shoulders. Finding that place of comfort with your neck. Turn and irradiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere. Exhale, unwind from that twist, and we're going to walk the hands out to your degree of flexibility. When you fold down, close your eyes. Notice the sensation piping up now in the left hip. On the next in breath, let's slowly begin to back away from that stretch. Re-erecting the spine. We're going to separate the feet again. This time, the hands are going to turn out and stack under your knees. Then you scoop down and slide your hands farther under the legs and bow your head down for Karmasana tortoise. A second variation you could try is lifting the toes and allowing the feet to slide out, or you can hunker down a little bit more. Protect your hamstrings and inner thighs. To let go of any striving to be anywhere in particular. This pose is meant to be more inward, so I'm going to give you a little quiet time here. After a few moments of being introspective, your hands are going to slide back to the middle. You're going to walk the hands towards you, but we're going to stretch out through the legs. We're going to push out through the heels of the feet. The knees should face the ceiling. The toes are directed towards the ceiling, and your thighs are pushing firmly into the ground. Lift up energetically. We're doing this actively. We're going to hinge forward. You can walk out as much as your body allows. If you wanted to bring props in, you could rest your arms on there, or even rest in prayer hands. Notice if your toes want to turn out or in. Once you fold to your degree of flexibility, recorrect. Last deep breath. You're gonna have one block available, and we're gonna bend the knees. The elbows are inside the knees. The hands are coming to Anjali Mudra prayer position. You can sit upright, or you can bow the head into prayer hands. And I just want you to know that anytime we're doing a squat position, this position is available for you to take, regardless of the other instructions. If you need to stay here for any reason, remain. But we're going to start to build it up. So maybe draw the feet in slightly closer, like more to the sticky mat. Find the block. Remember, the block can turn 3 different heights, and you're going to sit on top of the block, low, medium, or high. If you have a thin block, be careful, because those thin ones are not really made for this. Hands together to prayer. And you can tell this is a much more restorative option. If you want to amp it up, you're going to come away from the block, send it over or off to the side, and you're going to hover your seat. Yogi's choice here, staying on the floor, staying stacked on a block, or hovering. Let your breath continue to help you remain in that calm state of equanimity, that state of contented peace, even as sensation begins to erupt. All right, if you're not hovering, you're going to take your time coming up to stand. Those of us here in squat, you might be able to push down through the feet to come up to the Kali, goddess position. Now, I'm going to widen my feet actually for Kali. I like the feet wider than that for this pose. Your feet aren't going to be flat to the floor. Your thighs are rolling out. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. And then open your arms to the sides. Good, inhale, straighten your legs. Bring the thumbs and index fingers together overhead. And then as you exhale, bring it down to Kali Goddess. Inhale, straightening the legs, arms together overhead. And then exhale, Kali Goddess. Now we're gonna add in the breath work. Breathing in and up. Sticking the tongue out, breathing out to the mouth. 3 more. Last one. Bring the fingertips lightly down to touch. Feathery touch with the fingertips. And if your hands don't quite come to the floor, you can bring blocks to bring the floor to you. Then we're going to spin the heels back behind the toes, and we're going to fold down to Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide stance forward fold. Making sure you're tipping your weight slightly forward towards your toes. And noticing how the crown of the head is hanging down. Forward folds and inversions are calming and cooling to the mind and nervous system. This pose is a blend of both. More importantly, affirm internally as you're holding this position. Now release all mental burdens and barriers. Walk the fingertips forward or bring the blocks under your hands. Extend through the spine, lengthen out through the neck, look out with your eyes. Bring the hands up to the hips, grip in your feet, grip in your belly, and slowly come up to stand. Good. Now we're going to bring the feet back together. With the feet back together, we're going to broaden the base of the left foot, stack and stand on it. The right arm is reaching overhead. The left arm's to your left side. You're going to stretch your right big toe over to the right side of the root. You can choose to stay here or lift and flex the ankle. All right, bring the right foot down, the arms down. We'll take that to the other side. So broaden the base of the right foot. Left arm overhead, right arm to the right side. Stretch the left big toe over. You can be here if your balance is unsteady today, or you can lift and hover the foot.
Ready, land the left foot, bring the arms down and look down at your feet. Make sure the toes point straight ahead. Take the arms up overhead. We're gonna grab a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Feel as though you're really extending and accentuating the left side body and then curve to the right. This is the active form of what we were doing passively on the floor. So really drill down the feet, make sure your thighs are rolling in and back. Make sure you have a neutral pelvis, the natural curve through the lumbar area. Inhale back up. Swap hands, hold your right wrist. And then really explore, lengthening that side of the body first before leaning to the left. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, relax your arms down. All right, I want you to go ahead and have your blocks set up on your mat. We're probably going to use them for pyramid, but we're going to start with warrior. So step your right foot way back, lunge into that left knee, attempt to square the hips, and then elevate your arms. So for Virabhadrasana 1, keep your head above the shoulders, your shoulders above the hips. Gazing straight ahead with your eyes, setting your eyes on one place. But then we're going to move. So glue down your back foot, hinge over the front leg. And then inhale, draw it up, warrior 1. Exhale, lean forward, arms back behind. If your shoulders are your limitation, know that you can do this with your hands to heart. Just lifting up and folding forward. So you're still getting a lot of that action through the lower body. All right, inhale back to Virabhadrasana 1. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit here, your arms are going to reach up, bring the palms together, and gaze up towards your thumbs into exalted warrior. Exhale, bring the hands down to the blocks. Now we're going to reset the back foot. We're going to hop the right foot in a little bit closer and turn the toes a little bit more towards that right block. Yeah, so they're not perfectly pointed towards the front of the room, but they're not completely turned out to the side. All right, from here, push through both feet, get your legs strong, and stack your hands to your hips. All right, from here, drive your left hip towards the back wall and your right hip towards the front wall. And once they feel pretty even, rise up. All right, here's our challenge. Right arm's gonna reach up overhead. You may not think this is a challenge, but I certainly did. Exhale, you're gonna hinge forward, tailbone back. You're reaching out, out, out. Pause halfway down. Look down. Inhale, stay strong through the legs. Build back up. Good, exhale, hinge forward, halfway down. Tip your right fingertips down towards the block. Inhale, lift the arm back in line with your ear and come all the way back to stand. Good, your left arm is gonna crisscross behind your back. Exhale, come halfway down. Hold, breathe. Inhaling, exhale, tip the right hand down to the block. Inhale, right arm reaches alongside the ear, back up overhead. Exhale, right arm is going to loop underneath the left arm. Now that the arms are bound, open your heart throat slightly, nothing dramatic. Exhale, when you start to pour over the front leg, you're slightly pivoting towards your left knee. Pause halfway, or you can lower more. Now release your hands, send them to the block. Lunge into the front knee, wiggle the right toes back, back, back. You're in this type lunge. Good, spring the back foot forward. Slide your hands up to your hip crease. Shoulders back, jackknife pose. Strong legs, and slowly bring the head back over the shoulders. All right, second side. Left foot steps way back. Right knee lunges, we're starting with warrior one. Arms reach up. And just feel this stance here first. Firm up your foundation. And then let's flow. Exhale, arms back, lean forward. Depend on the strength in your lower body here. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, winging the arms, looking down below the face. Continue. Remember, if the shoulders give you any trouble or grief, hands can be in namaste at the heart. Inhale back to warrior, or exalt the warrior. Hands down. Take a hold of the blocks. Offset the left foot. Straighten out the front leg. And then when you're ready, hands to the hips. Square the hips, right hip back, left hip forward, and come up to stand. All right, here we go. Left arm overhead. Exhale, hinge down halfway or a portion of the way. That's too much. Inhale. Exhale, tip the left fingertips down, tap the block. Inhale back alongside the ear, bring it back up. Good, now thread the right arm behind your back. Exhale, halfway down. Pause on the exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tip the fingertips down. Inhale, line it back up alongside your ear as you come to stand. Exhale, loop that arm behind your back. Open up into a little back bend. Exhale, hinge and fold. Gazing towards the right foot. Release the hands to the blocks. Lunge the knee. Wiggle the left toes back behind. Good, now that you're here, separate the blocks away. We're gonna step back plank. Good, once you're in plank, back the hips up and strike downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now firmly grip your hands to the mat, slightly dial them away from one another. Feel how it externally rotates the upper arms. Keep cinching in through your ribs, in through the belly. As you exhale, come down to your knees, untuck your toes, push back into extended child's pose. Inhale, rock up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, extended child's pose. We're gonna do that one more round. Inhale, table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's. Now, at this point, you can be in the extended version, the active form, the passive form, or arms circling around your body to what's more traditional. Firm in here. And now, release and relax from all outer involvements into my own inner haven peace. You're ready to come up. We're going to prepare for the bounce. The last group, I may go up in the headstand. But I figured we're gonna chill out. It's gentle. So you can do a couple things. One thing that I would suggest, since we didn't do a lot of back bending, is to create that with your bolster, and your blocks or blanket can go underneath your knees. If you wanted reclined butterfly, of course, you could change up your leg position to look like this. And if you'd rather have something different, use your props. Or since it's full moon, you need legs up the wall. Know that that's available too. I'm gonna play a particular song by a woman called Ajit Kaur, or Ajit Kaur. And it's entitled Peace. Find it. It's the same artist we've been listening to. Turn it up a little louder. Your goal right now is to keep things simple. No longer engaging the body or any muscles. No longer having to engage or control the breath. But moving into that space in between our thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Experiencing the peace that resides there.
These lyrics help you feel state of peace within. You can find the peace and savor here. Now that we're in silence. Best thing you can do during full moon is to try to maintain her calm equanimity, to stay grounded in ourselves. That's when the peace can come. Continue to relish the state of peace as you begin to open up some movement in your body. Once you turn over to one side, manage your way up to a comfortable seat. Let's bring our hands to join together. Anjan Mudra at the heart. Let's chant the Om Shanti 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 together. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om represents the universal vibration. Shanti is the Sanskrit term for peace. And we all walk away from this practice feeling more at peace in our bodies, more at peace in our hearts, more at peace in our minds. So guys, so much for showing up today. There is just one class tomorrow on schedule with Maria, I believe at 10. Check the schedule to be sure about that. But have a beautiful week and holiday tomorrow.